You're taking a live look right now at Greenville, North Carolina. Current time is 10:59. We're closing in on the 11 o'clock hour. We have overcast skies, and we even had some dense fog earlier this morning across a few spots. But as we head later on into the afternoon, we'll begin to see some partial clearing, and then we'll finally begin to break out the sunshine and see temperatures begin to take off. Also, the winds will begin to shift from a northeasterly direction down towards the south and west, generally at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So I'll have more details on your weather coming up here in just a moment, but I want to welcome you to another edition of the WITN First Alert Weather Desk. I'm meteorologist Russell James, and we're going to go ahead and switch over to the camera here for just a second. Please tell me where you are watching from, and I'll be sure to keep you covered as we go throughout the rest of the day. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at today's headlines. Right now, we are still watching out for warmer temperatures, highs into the mid-60s. We'll have a north wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, cloudy to sunny later in the day. And the concern right now is more so how long the clouds will stick around. If we keep the clouds all the way through about 2, 3, 4 o'clock, then some of us may only remain a little bit on the cooler side. If we're able to get the sunshine going, especially towards our southern areas, then we'll see a nice warm up. But for right now, at the very least, we're seeing temperatures at around 46 degrees. Northwesterly wind at 5 miles an hour, 57 currently in Beaufort, 48 in Washington, and we're also sitting at about 45 degrees in the Plymouth area. So again, not looking too bad. Winds coming in generally variable, coming in from the east southeast, around 7 in Hatteras, compared to a light northerly breeze at 3 miles an hour in Williamston. First Alert Live radar showing some activity along the coast, but areas further inland seeing mostly dry conditions for right now. Once I zoom out and show you the bigger picture, more rain across the northern tier of the area. And then notice how there's this zonal flow going in from extreme parts of Wyoming all the way down towards the north and east. Those areas are not going to affect us, but as we move ahead over the next 48 hours, we'll have essentially two areas of low pressure, one passing to our north and east, high pressure developing across parts of the deep south. Once ridging begins to lock in, that's when we'll start seeing warmer than average conditions. And then along with that, we'll have a ridging setting up. Now, this is very important, especially when it comes to our forecast heading towards the weekend. Notice you kind of see this omega shape here. I'm going to draw it out for you on our surface maps here. So you'll see it kind of there. Notice how the jet stream kind of doing kind of this feature here. Anytime you have that, you basically have high pressure kind of building, and you have kind of a southwesterly flow setting up. As that begins to lock in, we're going to see above average conditions. So we'll see nicer weather here. Meanwhile, a lot of the active weather will kind of be generally in this direction, sort of like from Chicago over to Dallas. That's where most of the active weather is going to be at. As for us, we're going to be east of that. So we'll see the nicer weather continue. And this is going to be a case even going into the earlier part of the week. What happens with this pattern setting up is high pressure builds in, keeping a lot of the active weather to the west. And then as that ridge begins to deepen over our area, we'll see temperatures begin to take off over the coming days, going from the 60s to the 70s and even into the lower 80s. So again, if you're ready for this nice weather to stick around, it will definitely be here. And it will be the first time that we've seen temperatures into at least the 80s since October of 2025 in several spots. New Bern's the only exception where we saw temperatures approaching close to 80 back on the 20th of February. But for tonight, temperatures dropping down into the upper 40s. Tomorrow's forecast going into Wednesday, 75 degrees, southwest wind at around 7 miles an hour. Even along the coast, we're talking mid-60s, southwest wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. New Bern sunset times also going to be increasing as well. 6:06 for tonight, 7:12 at March 10th, and then once we head into April, we'll have 7:30 p.m. sunset. So just something to consider for those of you that are going to be out and about over the coming days. That's a look at your weather forecast across the region. Be sure to let me know if you have any weather questions or concerns here. So again, we're going to be having some nice weather over the coming days as we really begin to reel in high pressure, and we'll also have at least a chance for rain showers going into the weekend. So for any additional information on the weather news, and please let me know. We'll be sure to have you another update here at 12 o'clock and also at 1 p.m. as well. So stay tuned for the latest. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll give you another update here very shortly.